Happy Monday! How you guys doing today? I am wonderful. Today was an off day. And I didn't even know we were off. My boss had to send me an email Friday and was like, hey, make sure you submit your time because we're off on Monday. I was like, what holidays? I did not even know. Hey, I'm glad I have a boss to keep up with it. And guys, your finger ever itch? Like, I'm gonna look that up and see what's going on. I might have to YouTube, but I YouTube everything else just to see. But if my thumb be itching every once in a while. It's not all the time, but it's every once in a while. I don't know. Anywho, happy Monday. Happy Columbus Day. Is it Columbus? Columbus Day? Happy Columbus Day. How were you guys' weekend? Did you guys have a fun-filled weekend leading up to the 3-day weekend? Man, I have enjoyed my off days. I really have. Because, to be honest, I don't even know how much sleep. I mean, I got very minimal amount of sleep because I was like, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of these off days. So, I'm not going to bed early. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't. But anyway, enough of that rambling. Just wanted to jump on here, and 911 was a pretty good episode, and next week is going to be, next week is going to be, as they say, fire. But anyway, so, oh guys, I didn't even, this is 911 episode, OMG. I didn't write the episode down. Is this the 3rd episode? Season 5? Episode 3 or 4? Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm tripping. But when I put the title, when I go to upload it, I will have what season and what episode that this is. But sitting before you, I have no idea. I just turned it on and started watching it. So, okay, let's get it popping. So Chimney was at home, watching that video that Maddie sent him, and I guess he's trying to wrap his head around, what's going on, what's happening, why would she do this, and so Buck comes over because I guess maybe Buck had been calling and he didn't answer or whatever, because Chimney is so puzzled. Like, this man is so puzzled as to why would you leave, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you leave your child? I mean, even if he's thinking, yes, I love you, you love me, but why would you leave your child? You know what I'm saying? So, Buck told him, he was like, look, why are you trying to figure it out? She just left, and so he's trying to, take it all in and figure it out. He's coming up with some stuff. He was like, maybe her, her shaking her head, someone was forcing her to leave or something, he trying to come up with some stuff, honey. He trying to pull some reasons out of the sky. And I was like, please pull a good one out so it can help your heart, Chimney. Please do. So, Athena and Michael, they take Harry to a psychiatrist. And so, because he's really not opening up to them, he's really not himself. He's more quiet, and, they know something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? A parent know their children. And so, the psychiatrist suggested, hey, why don't you guys take him back to the house? Instead of not letting him go over there, take him back to the house so he can kind of deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So he can see it's safe to go back and, start dealing with what happened. Avoiding the house is not helping, And so, they decided they would think about it. Because they worried. They worried about Harry, and so Um, okay, so the new a new lady comes on the scene, but evidently she has worked there before and she left for whatever reason. Her name is Claudette, and so the 911 crew is standing around while she handled this call, and I mean they act like they are in awe of her, like she's doing something that they don't do on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, okay, and this new character is played by Vanessa Williams, and so I was like, okay, like. Okay, I mean, because I'm trying to figure it out. Like, they're all standing around like she's performing surgery. I mean, I didn't get it. You handle the call like the rest of them do. So, what's the big hoopla? I don't understand. And so, she handled the call. The police get there, the ambulance get there, and that situation is handled. So there was a parade about to start. So, it's kids everywhere, teenage cheerleaders, football players, floats, like everywhere, right? And so the parade is getting ready to start. The two best friends, Cassie and Michaela, are on they're in the back of I guess they're sitting on, like, those they're sitting on a car, because I don't know what kind of car that was. They're sitting on a car. So it's Cassie and Michaela. Okay, so then the scene cuts and goes to this elderly lady. She's getting in her car and she's coming out. She done ran over the curb and everything. She's going down the street. There's a man in a truck, a van, like a big truck behind her, because she's barely, she's inching down the street. And he's like trying to get around her. He goes to the right, he goes to the left, whatever. Eventually he goes around her. Well, when he goes around her, he see kids in the street, because like I said, the parade is about to start, or started. Yeah, the parade has started. And so now he's plowing into these kids. So, now 911 has to be called. Everybody's flooding the 911 call center with these calls, because bodies are everywhere. Up under stuff, ran over, I mean, he plowed into that parade. So, okay, so the crew get there, Henny, Buck, Chimney. Well, not Chimney. I didn't see Chimney. But Henny, Buck, Eddie, Bobby. So they're all there. Chimney may have been there. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just missed it. But they're around trying to help. Get these people. So they go to the truck driver. I think he's alive, but barely. And so then they start going, trying to go one scene after another, body after body after body. So they come across this one young girl. It was either Cassie or Michaela. Well, the girls, she said, "What is your name?" So she said Michaela. So Henny assumed her name was Michaela. So she was like, "Okay, Michaela, we're going to get you out of here," because she had a pulse. The other girl didn't have a pulse. The other girl died, Unfortunately, she didn't make it. So they bagged them up, take them to the hospital. The parents had came. Well, so Michaela's parents were there, right? So when they put her in the ambulance or whatever, they ran up, "What hospital are you taking my daughter to?" And so they told her where they was taking her, and they get there, right? So they go. Like, and on the scene, everybody, parents were everywhere trying to see what's going on with their children or with their children. It was chaotic. So Albert called. Finally, I see Albert, because guys, I done asked you all, I think in 2 or 3 episodes, where's Albert? And he's a firefighter, but he's not. I guess he's not in Chimney's. I don't know, what is it called? Like he's not at his house. Like he's somewhere else, unless he's still in school. I don't know. I'm not for sure. I gotta go revisit. But anyway, he called, and so Chimney was like, "This starting to sound like Buck. Did he call you?" He was like, "Well, maybe, yeah, maybe." So you know, because they worried about Chimney. So he talked to him, and then Chimney was snapping at him and stuff. And he was like, Maddie just needs some time. She'll be back. Just give her some time or whatever. And, so they flashed back to the scene. And, it was like kids everywhere. So they was, so eventually they get all those that they can help to the hospital. Then they realized before they left, they realized there was a van that had, nitrogen gas, gas, and it was on fire. So now they had to get all these people back. I'm so sorry, trying to strip in front of y'all. So now they have to deal with another issue. They got gas that's coming out of the truck and it's on fire. So they deal with that. And so Athena and Michael decide to have dinner with Harry. Harry was not here for it. He was like, "Can I be excused?" He have completely shut down. And I made a note of that. I said Harry has shut down. Like he have checked out. You know what I'm saying? And guys, that has never happened to me. Never been kidnapped. But I'm sure at some point, you do feel, violated. Like, like the trust of being safe and secure is gone. It's like that it was stripped away. You know what I'm saying? That safety net, that comfort was stripped away once this stranger entered into our home and then took me. You know what I'm saying? And then took me away from my family, a stranger. So Harry is feeling, he's checked out, And again, I can't relate, but common sense tell me, that's like when your house get broken into, like how you no longer feel safe, you no longer feel secure because someone else, entered, So he completely shut down. And he's not talking to them. And I think that's probably one of the problems. He's not really opening up about what happened, or how he's feeling. Excuse me. And so they don't know, they don't know what to say, they just don't know. Okay, so Chimney is sitting down, when he was snapping at Albert, and he was going through his mail, and he see a bill. Well, remember, he didn't know that she took the baby to the ER. Well, he see a bill, and he was like, And then he goes to the hospital to ask what happened, right? And so the doctor who treated the baby, she was like, "Well, you need to ask Maddie." And Chimney lost it. He was like, "I can't ask her. She's not here. She brought the baby to the doctor and then she packed up and she left." He completely broke down. He completely broke down. So guys, I want to ask you something. How do you think he's going to feel about her? Because think about it. You walked away. You didn't tell me, you didn't even tell, she didn't even tell him, remember? So your best defense was to walk away. And you're thinking you're going to hurt the baby, because really she could have said something. And then he left it up to him to say, "Hey, let me take some time off work and deal with the baby and let her, get herself together. She didn't give him that. She didn't give him that option. You know what I'm saying? She just decided the baby's better off without me. She's safer without me. You know what I'm saying? That like that postpartum is really messing with her, right? So I'm thinking, okay, well, how do you think? Like once the dust settles, do you guys think he's going to like be just so in love that it doesn't matter that she walked away? Y'all let me know. Because I would have a problem with that. And the reason I would have a problem with it is because you didn't even address it with me. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give me the opportunity to try to fix the situation so that you could get proper help. You decided you no longer want to be a mom. You know what I'm saying? You decided for us. And then you decided to leave your baby that's not even 1 year old. You know, yes, I'm the father, but this baby need his mom, her mom. You know what I'm saying? I would have a problem with that. I would really have an issue with that. You know, I would. When the dust settles, and I mean, because I could still love you, but you just up and walked away like we were nothing. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, we're going to see how that plays out. So the doctor, tells him what happened. She told him. She was like, well, she brought the baby in because she slipped in the water. And he was like, yeah. Okay, what? Because he had no clue. What happened? My child slipped in the tub? And he was like, well, for how long? And so she was like, it wasn't that long, and, she's okay, and whatever. Because he didn't know. He didn't know. So, he's upset. He's upset. So May was on a call, and someone was asking her how long will it take, and so she was going to estimate. Well, Claudette came over there, and she was like, you don't estimate. She came over there and I don't know, to me nastily said, you don't never give an estimate of time or whatever. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's not called for. I mean, because she could have just said, no, I mean, she did come off nasty, like she was superior or whatever, because, I was over it. Like when she told May, oh, the intern brought coffee, I'd have dropped it on the floor before I gave it to her. I'd have purposely let it fall to the floor before because she was acting really nasty. Like, no, you're not gonna drink my coffee. No, if you want coffee, ma'am, break room down the way. But as far as this coffee right here, I would have dropped it on the floor before I let her have it. Because, I'm like, okay. I'm just telling you the truth. I would have purposely dropped it on the floor before I handed it over to her. Right? So, anyway, so May goes and she talked to that guy. I think he's the one that trained her or whatever. And, she was like, I think she has it in for me. He was like, you figured that out all in one day? Just give her some time. That's just, that's how she is. At least she didn't take your lunch money, blah, blah, blah. They were just, he was basically trying to reassure her everything was okay. So, towards the end of the day, May, goes and she's trying to, make nice or whatever. And again, she come off so arrogant, and she was like, I gotta go feed my cat. She was like, do you really have a cat? No. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I would, me personally, I would not have went to her a second time because it's something with her. Like, I guess as the show unfold, whatever. But She was like, I wouldn't dare wear those shirts. And, you know, like, I'm telling you, like, I already knew. Like, I already know. Like, me and her would clash. We would straight clash. Because she would get on my everlasting nerve, right? But, so May was trying to be nice or whatever. And she was like, you know, your apology accepted. Girl. That's what I would have said. I would have got real ghetto. Girl, I'm not apologizing to you, sweetie. I came over here because I don't want you to look at me like I don't know my job, because I do my job and I do my job well. No, I might not have the tons of experience that you have, but I know a little something. And I'm pretty good on my job. I do my job well. So I'm not here to, prove anything to you. As long as when that phone ring and those people on the other side of that call are in distress, I get them help. That's all that matters. This, whatever you got going, sweetie, miss me with it. Oh, I would have had a few words for her, baby. I would have had a few words for Miss Claudette, okay? And so, but May, she's all timid, and she just wants to be friends. And I'm like, girl, is that thin of your mama? Who did you get that from? Oh, maybe you got that from Michael, because your mama, girl, or you your mama's child. So anyway, back at the hospital, I got thrown off because that Claudette, she had wrecked my nerves, y'all. She wrecked my nerve, honey. And so back at the hospital, when so the parents came, Michaela's parents came, and so they were sitting in the room with Cassie. They didn't know. So when Cassie's parents went to view her body, they told Henny. No, they told Eddie. They was like, that's not my daughter. That's not our daughter. So Eddie had to go tell Henny, hey, you made a mistake. But the ones who are sitting in the other girl's room, this is their child. So Henny goes over and she's talking. She calls them out of the room, and she was like, I made a big mistake. When she said Michaela, she was calling Michaela. And they like, what? What are you saying? And she said, your daughter succumbed to her injuries. The mom collapsed. So Cassie's mom and dad walked in, and the two moms hugged and embraced, and the two dads hugged and embraced, and they cried it out. Man, that's heartbreaking. Because you're sitting at the bed, because she's wrapped up. You're sitting at the bedside thinking it's your child. All alone, her best friend has passed away. But your child is the one passed away. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. So, so they collapsed. So Chimney goes over to Buck, and he's telling him, hey, the doctor said, did you know, the doctor said, this bill is from your sister, Maddie took the baby to the doctor, to the ER. And he was talking, and he was just talking, and then it hit him. He said, when I told you about the baby, you didn't even flinch. Like, you already knew this information. So you knew that Maddie was leaving? You knew 8 days ago? And he was like, did you? He said, well, she called me and she said she didn't. But Chimney stood there because he lost it. He lost it. Baby, he cold cock Buck so hard, baby. He was hot. And he said, I am not okay. That's one of them situations right there, man. Like, I mean, that's your sister. This is your friend. But I don't know, man. It's one of them situations where because it's the baby, I think I would have went to him. I think I would have called him. The minute I got off the phone with Maddie, I'd have got in touch. No, because they probably was together. I would have got in touch with Chimney and said, go home right now. Go home. Because you have some issues brewing at home. Go home right now. I think I would have did that. As a friend, I mean, I love my sister, but, it's not just about your sister. Your sister have a whole child, and she's in a relationship with this man. So I think I would have just went and gave him a heads up. I have nothing to say other than you need to get home. I know you're here trying to help the world, but baby, your world is about to collapse. I need you to go home. And, we would have had a conversation after the fact, That's what I would have done. So, that gin and cold cocktail. So, Bobby, okay, so when Athena got home, Bobby wasn't there. So she goes and she called. He said, I'm still at work, but I'll be home, whatever. So she go in her room and she dropped her phone behind the little nightstand. Well, when she reached over to pull her phone, the picture that Jeffrey touched was all on the floor. So she put gloves on, cleaned the picture. I was so glad she went into her underwear drawer and pulled out her underwear because, he's such a perv. And I remember last week he licked her panties. Straight perv. He licked her panties. So she took all her panties, put them in a bag, and went and washed them. And then she wiped down everything in her room. She washed the dishes. She cleaned that house from top to bottom, trying to clean away, everything that he touched. Guys, I'm thinking they probably gonna have to move. I really do. I'm thinking, I know this is the house that your kids grew up in, but, and I don't know how old is Harry, maybe 12 or something. He still have he do stay with the dad. But you're gonna want him to come over. And this kid is not, this is not a safe haven for him. This is no longer a safe haven. So I'm thinking Athena might have to get her another house, but we shall see. Anyway, so Bobby comes home and Athena have a breakdown. She was like, "Why should he feel safe? That monster came in here, and why should he feel safe? I couldn't keep him safe, and my baby don't want to come home." And Athena may have to get her another house. I mean, I think that's where we are, And so, Buck goes over to Eddie, and he have a black eye. I mean, like Chimney threw his old elbow into that eye. So he putting ice over. Eddie gave him some ice to put on it or whatever. And he told him, he was like, basically, you're looking at it like that's your sister. But you have to look at it from Chimney's point of view, you look at it like that's your sister, your protector, whatever, but you have to see it different. Okay, the relationship you have with her, his relationship with her is different. And you know what? I think he got it. I think Buck got it. I think he got it, because you're looking at it one way and Chimney's looking at it a total different way. And so Chimney decided he's going to go and find her. He done packed up the car, packed up the baby. He's going to go find her. So before he was going to leave, because see, him and Henny have a close relationship. So she walks up. She was like, "I know you were not calling me to tell me goodbye. I know you were not." And he was like, and he said, "You come to talk me out of it?" She said, "No, I came to see if you needed someone to ride with you, to drive with you. She his friend. She is his friend, true blue friend. And, he said she asked him, she said, "Are you coming back? You sure you coming back?" He said, not without Maddie. So he ain't coming back without her. So if she decides, if he go find her and she, whatever, she don't want to come back, he's not coming back. But so May comes home and she brings her and Harry, some ice cream, and they're sitting talking and whatever. And Harry starts talking. He was like, they're all over me and hovering and so she was like, and this was his breakthrough, because did you guys see that? He said he was mad. He was like, he was standing right there and let the guy in for him to take me. So he's having issues. Like, dude, I'm a kid. All you grown people were here, and this man was able to just snatch me up. And you were here. So he has some animosity and he's upset. And guess what? I will be too. So guys, that was tonight's episode of 911. I need to look and see when this 911 laws are coming on. Guys, I totally fell in love with Grace and Judd. I totally fell in love with them. So I have binge watched every last episode. Fell in love with them. Their little relationship and everything. So I gotta find out when that's coming back on. And God's Sisters is coming on Wednesday. So y'all better get ready, because I will be reviewing Sisters. Okay, guys. Y'all think that was it? Covered everything. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you in my next video. So tomorrow we have Our Kind of People. Yay! I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready. Look like it's going to be juicy. And